Why should you care? Well, the short answer is that I care about you. No, I don't know you. And honestly, you don't know me. But we are both here on this journey through life together, no matter where we are. We may never meet in person, but I'm sure we are dealing with a lot of the same issues, the same challenges, the same fears and hopes and dreams. They might not be exact duplicates of each other, but I think that the human experience is a common one, and it's something that we need to remember, especially in hard times like the ones we're going through right now. And I know some people will come back to me and say, oh, things aren't that hard. But that depends on your personal situation. You may say that your life is good, but if you take a step back and really think about it, I'm sure there is something that's happening in the world right now that is affecting you in a negative way. There are things that you're worried about. There are things that you're afraid of. There are things that you wish would be better. And I am the same way. And that brings me to the question, why should you care? So here I am, just a random older woman sitting in my dining room posting random videos to YouTube for no particular reason. I don't have a lot of followers, but I'm documenting my day to day challenges, my day to day successes, my day to day, and putting it out into the world for anyone who might stumble across it. I, at this point, don't really think that I'm ever going to be huge at anything because I'm average and I'm okay with that. And my goal here is really to one, document my life so that I can look back on it when, I maybe am not able to do the things that I'm doing right now. And I want to remember what I was doing. I'm documenting it hopefully because maybe someday my grandkids will be older and wonder what grandma's life was like. And this should be around after I'm gone so that they can come back and maybe learn more about me in a time when, you know, I can't tell them personally. But I'm also putting this on here in the hope that someone who stumbles across these videos might find a connection. Connection is so important. And the reason I say I care about you is because our world is so interconnected. Our people are so interconnected that what happens to you affects me, and what I do affects you. Even though, like I said, we may never run into each other in person. So some of the decisions I make, small as they may be, could start a ripple effect that could reach out to where you are. So coming back to my original question of why should you care, I think that we should all care about each other for a variety of reasons, many of them selfish, but also many of them because we should feel sympathy and empathy for other people. Because if we don't care about each other, there are certain people who choose not to care about us, who choose to be more focused on their own personal needs and desires, that they don't really understand how their actions are affecting so many of us. So I think we should care about each other as much as we can because there are people who don't care about us. And I don't know if any of this makes any sense, but I just felt that I should come on today and talk about why you should care. And I am talking to you, whoever you are. If you've just stumbled across this video, I am talking to you. If you are one of those people who doesn't really care about how your actions may affect other people, I'm especially talking to you because you should care. You may not think that you will ever be at the level of the people that you look down upon, but things can happen. Negative things can happen to any one of us. Life is not easy. Life is something that we need to work through together. We need to share. We need to support each other. And that's why you should care. Whether you are someone like myself who's average and you do care about your neighbors and your friends and even people you may not know, or if you're one of those people who think that you're above everyone else, that you're better, that for some reason you're going to get the better end of the deal. I'm sorry to tell you this, but we all end up in the same place. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, you're not getting out of this life alive. And that's just nature. So, caring about other people can help get you through the hard times, to help get you to those days when maybe you are no longer relevant, when you have lost all of your power, when you have become as old as infirm as we tend to become in our later years. If you don't care about others, then when you get to that point, they are not going to care about you. And you're going to spend your later years alone and afraid. And there's just no two ways around it. That's life. So when I say, why should you care? I'm talking generically to everybody out there. And I'm trying to point out that caring about others is really important, that trying to do the best we can to help others whenever we can. If we can't help them financially, if we can't help them physically, at least try to make decisions that don't negatively impact your neighbors and friends and family. Try to do your best to be a good person, because if you're not, it's more than likely that things are not going to go well for you. So, why should you care? I think I've gone into great detail about that. This wasn't exactly the direction I had thought I would end up going, but these are things that have been on my mind for quite a while now. And I find it hard to believe that there are people who don't care about other people. And it has become apparent that this is causing a lot of negative effects to the human race as a whole. We are having global issues right now because people are being selfish. And that is going to impact everyone. So, no matter what your beliefs, no matter how much you think you may be better than anyone else around you, if you don't care, if you don't take the time to try to do something good for someone else, you are going to be regretting it somewhere along the line. And you could end up tired and afraid and alone and old with no one to support you because you didn't care. So, I guess this is a bit of a, I don't know, maybe a bit preachy, and that was not my intention. But I am very frustrated, as I think many of us are. And I know that I can't make a huge impact on the world from where I'm sitting here in my dining room. But I'm hoping that putting out my videos, even though they're maybe not of interest to anyone, I'm hoping that somewhere along the line, someone will take the time to watch them, that maybe I'll provide someone a little bit of comfort, a little bit of companionship. I know I have spent some nights where I wasn't feeling well and I couldn't sleep, and I would turn on YouTube and just watch videos and allowed the sound of the voice to lull me to sleep because it was comforting to have that connection. I could have woken up my spouse, but I chose not to because he needs his sleep too. So I was trying to care for him. But in the meantime, I was feeling lonely and afraid. And those long, dark nights can be endless. So I hope that by putting out videos like this, maybe if someone is having one of those kind of nights, you can fall asleep to the comfort of another human voice, to know that there are other people out there who may be sharing some of your struggles or maybe some of your successes, and that you can find a kind of peace in that connection, even though it is through a screen. Whatever we may find negative about social media, the positive aspect is that people in the most remote places who aren't able to maybe always get out of the house and meet people face to face can hopefully find someone on there who will respond to them, who will, put something out that they resonate with, who will help them get through a dark time. So, why should you care about me and my channel? Maybe you shouldn't. Or maybe you should, because maybe my little attempt at being helpful could help get you through a rough time. So, this was another one of my rambles through my mind. Not my usual content, because I don't normally go deep into more philosophical thoughts about life and people. But like I said, I am frustrated and I am afraid of the direction that the world is going in right now. I know that things tend to swing back the other way, and I hope that that happens sooner rather than later. And if you are one of those people who's watching this video, if you've gotten this far through the video and you're saying, oh no, everything's fine, then maybe you need to stop and take a closer look, because a lot of people around you may be having struggles. And like I said, we need to look out for each other. We need to support each other, because we're all we have. There are so many natural forces that we have to struggle with. Even in modern times, with all our modern amenities, we still struggle with natural disasters. We don't know what's going to happen from day to day. Our area has just gone through a series of earthquakes that we've had aftershocks for weeks, and they were not big enough to really cause major damage, but it's a reminder that, as my husband likes to say, this is a planet, not a theme park. And we don't have those guarantees that the things that get our adrenaline going are not going to be damaging to us in a physical or emotional sense. So those are the reasons why I think you should care. I think you should care about me and my channel. Why I think you should care about yourself and your neighbors and your friends and your family. I think you should just care. And if you are one of the people who doesn't care, I hope you did sit down and watch this video all the way through, though I doubt you will, because coming across someone like myself would be beneath you, and I'm sure you would not be interested in anything I have to say, even though what I have to say could be important to you. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I'm not all-knowing. I'm not all-seeing. I am infallible. I am human. But I do care. So, if you have stopped to watch this video, I appreciate it. I hope that maybe it made you take a moment to think. If you'd like to hang around and maybe interact with me, I would enjoy that. It's always nice to connect with people who, like I said, I may never meet in person, but it's still good to get to know as many people as possible. Even if we may not have the same beliefs, we may not have the same goals, we still share a lot of connections. And the biggest one being that we're both human. So that's why I think you should care. And that's why I think you should take a moment today to sit down and consider things outside yourself. I do hope that you're having a good day, and I'll be back again tomorrow I'm a little tongue-tied now. This is way outside my comfort zone. So if you do happen to watch this through, it's probably one of my more awkward videos, but it is something that just occurred to me this morning and I wanted to put it out there. So I need to go get this posted so I can go visit with my grandkids. And in the meantime, I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm Cassidy Carson, and this is the life of a writer and a human. Take care.